8 members of ATEEZ have officially renewed their contracts with KQ Entertainment. On July 10th, the agency announced that the group had signed new exclusive contracts extending their partnership for another 7 years. KQ shared that they were proud to continue this relationship built on trust and loyalty and promised to fully support ATEEZ as they aim for even greater achievements on larger stages. Fans were excited by the news, with many expressing how impressed they were that all members renewed together, showing just how strong their bond with the company is. Comments from netizens said, "An 8-member group without a single member change is amazing, and I did expect that the entire team would renew, but 7 years is amazing. Congratulations to the members." aespa's Giselle has spoken up about the dating rumors linking her to RIIZE's Wonbin. The rumors resurfaced after a post on Pan went viral, compiling supposed evidence that the two idols were in a relationship, with the eye roll emoji being at the center of it all. One of the main points was a fan sign from September 2023, where Wonbin explained that he often used the emoji because people said it suited him and matched his vibe. Around that same time, fans pointed out that Giselle had also been using the same emoji when interacting with fans, which sparked speculation. While the evidence seemed weak, the post gained massive attention and quickly became one of the day's most talked about topics. It also brought up previous rumors, such as the two allegedly using similar phrases when speaking to fans and wearing matching couple items. Just like before, most netizens found the rumors unconvincing, with some even suggesting that a rival agency might have been the one pushing the narrative to the media. One online forum user said, "I'm so tired of this now, seriously. How long are you gonna keep deluding yourself? It's honestly just pathetic at this point. Wonbin already said it's not true, no one believes you anymore." The rumors got so out of hand that Giselle seemed to respond in her own way. She posted a meme of Casper the Ghost reading a book with the caption, "Go study" or something. The post was quickly deleted and she didn't give any explanation, but given the timing, many believed it was a subtle jab at the dating rumors. Fans also pointed out that it was unusual for her to post something like that, as her feed normally doesn't include random memes without pictures of herself, which made the post stand out even more. A fan echoed the sentiment, writing, "I'm an aespa fan, and this is the first time I've seen something like that. She's been targeted before too." Another one said, "Honestly, none of us really know the truth. They could just be close friends, or maybe there's nothing between them at all. But the way she called it out, you can feel the anger coming straight from her gut." aespa members are no strangers to getting caught up in baseless dating rumors, but this might be the first time one of them has taken a moment to call out how ridiculous they really are. With how often they're randomly linked to people, maybe speaking up like this should happen more often. Now let's talk about idols who've been making headlines for suspected plastic surgeries, and Park Bom from 21 is right at the center of it. Even though she's dealt with these kinds of rumors for years, things have picked up again lately and become even more intense. During 21's appearance at this year's Waterbomb Festival, the group rocked cheetah print outfits, each with their own spin, with Minzy going for something more covered up, while CL wore a bold one-piece. Bomb showed up in a loose pink top layered over a cheetah print set, which exposed part of her legs. While watching the performance, many fans couldn't help but praise her impressive vocals and stunning visuals. They pointed out that even after her makeup had worn off, she still maintained a doll-like beauty, with one fan enthusiastically shouting, "You're so beautiful, Uni." However, despite all the positive reactions, the performance wasn't free from controversy. In one video clip that started spreading online, Bomb's shorts shifted slightly while she was dancing, briefly revealing part of her backside. That quick moment was enough to spark fresh speculation, with some claiming she had gotten a Brazilian butt lift and not a well-done one. One commenter under a TikTok of the performance said, "Her doctors, her fans, and her family need to stop lying to her." Some people went as far as claiming YG damaged her self-esteem so badly that she turned to surgery just to feel okay, basically making up a story about how she felt. On the other hand, many fans defended her, pointing out how unfair it was that people were obsessing over her appearance when it's well known she's been through a lot. Another topic that recently gained attention was Taemin's alleged nose job. A post went viral on an online forum showing several low-quality screenshots from a performance comparing his past and current nose shape. Some netizens expressed concern over the supposed results, claiming that if he did get surgery, it didn't turn out well. Others even speculated that he might be experiencing contracture, a condition where a nasal implant shifts or collapses, creating a pushed-up look. One comment read, "This nose job is quite unfortunate. His nose already looked well adjusted on his face. This new nose does not seem to suit his face as much." Most people responded with sympathy rather than judgment, understanding that growing up under constant public scrutiny since his teenage years must have put immense pressure on Taemin to change his appearance, which could explain the rumored surgery. Many hope that despite the harsh criticism, he isn't too deeply affected by the negativity surrounding him. Adding to their concern, fans fans recalled how he recently talked about wanting to lose weight on Bubble, which made them worry that there might be deeper struggles he's facing beyond just his looks. Some fans believe that Taemin didn't go through surgery, but instead had nose fillers. They argue that since he has been actively promoting for several months, there wouldn't have been enough time for surgical recovery, which involves bandages, stitches, and visible scars that would be hard to hide during public appearances. Others noticed the way his nose appears lifted from the side and suggested it might be the result of recent Botox injections, which can create a slimming and lifting effect. Still, one user pointed out that intense activity right after injections can cause swelling, which might explain why his nose looks less perfect than expected. Regardless of the truth behind Taemin's or Bomb's rumored procedures, many agree that it's not really anyone's business since fans are there for the music, not to judge idols based on their appearance. Taeil has finally been sentenced, and the public reaction has been overwhelmingly negative. As a reminder, Taeil was indicted along with 2 other individuals whose identities have not been disclosed on charges of special quasi. During the trial, all 3 defendants admitted to forcing themselves on a Chinese woman who was intoxicated in June of the previous year. The details of the crime were deeply disturbing, which led many people to demand the maximum sentence, though the legal maximum in this case was not very long. At the first trial, the prosecution sought a prison term of 7 years for each defendant, followed by 10 years of probation. However, legal experts pointed out that the final sentence could be lowered depending on several factors, including whether the defendants had prior criminal records, if a settlement was reached with the victim, and the perceived sincerity of their remorse. Without any mitigating circumstances, the minimum sentence would have been 5 years. But since a settlement was made, the sentence was reduced to 3 years and 6 months, which is exactly what happened in this case. On July 10th, the Seoul Central District Court held the sentencing hearing for Taeil and the 2 others involved. The court sentenced all 3 to 3 years and 6 months in prison. In addition to the prison term, the court ordered them to complete a 40-hour violence treatment program. The ruling also required that their personal information be publicly disclosed and barred them from working in any institutions related to children and youth for 5 years. Taeil, who had been out on bail throughout the trial, was taken into custody immediately following the sentencing. The court explained its decision by stating that because they were imposing a prison sentence, there was a flight risk, which led to the issuance of an arrest warrant. Unsurprisingly, the sentence sparked a lot of anger and disappointment. Taeil and the 2 others didn't just admit to the crime, they were also shown to have planned it carefully, even attempting to cover their tracks and exchanging numerous incriminating text messages. The horrifying fact that the crime lasted for 30 minutes only made the situation worse, yet the punishment was just 3 years in prison. One Twitter user highlighted the absurdity by pointing out that earning a college degree takes longer than that. Many people now doubt whether they will even serve the full sentence, adding to the frustration and disbelief surrounding the case. A Reddit commenter said, "Substances would have gotten him put away longer. Korean women need to revolt because this country does not care about them. He probably won't even have to serve all 3 years. In fact, many believe Taeil received a lighter sentence precisely because he is a famous idol. This perception of favoritism has only fueled public frustration, as people feel that his status may have influenced the court's decision, making the punishment seem unfairly lenient given the severity of the crime. Another user wrote, "He was never gonna get anything over 5 years simply because he's famous, and famous people are treated differently than us peon civilians. He got a slap on the wrist." All things considered, it's clear that 3 years is a light sentence compared to the trauma that woman endured. Taeil and his 2 accomplices got off far too easily, and many feel this is yet another example of the justice system falling short when it comes to protecting and delivering true justice for women.